What this whole experience taught me was that we are more lonely than ever before. At every turn, I was blown away by how many hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people were living vicariously through Elizabeth and I, and how many people were writing in, tweeting at us, writing us letters from between old age homes and prisons, sharing their love of this story. And what it meant to, what I realized was that people really living vicariously. And it got me thinking a lot about our digital age and how we're really living our lives online and what we use social media for. Then I started thinking about my own habits. And I realized that for the last 5, 6, 7 years, since really the advent of Facebook, that I've been one of those guys where every morning I go to my phone, I look at my news feed, I scan through mindlessly seeing what's going on in other people's lives. And much of the time I started to think, man, I wish I was that guy. That looks really cool. I wish that, I was there. I wish that I was skiing on this cool mountain right now. But at the same token, we're all just posturing. We're really just posturing to each other. We're putting out the press release version of ourselves to the world. And so even that person that has this awesome ski trip right now, well, you may be looking at them for one instance saying, man, that guy has a really cool thing going on. By the same token, a day later, they're probably looking at something that you posted and saying, oh my God, that's amazing. I wish I was doing that. That's so cool. That guy's amazing. So being in the middle of that and being, this person with Elizabeth that was being so widely followed where people were really living out their dream through us or something that they're missing in their lives through us, it really opened up my eyes to this fact that we're very alone and that our digital habits are fragmented and not giving us really what we need. And what we need is to figure out how to be happier online. And I don't have all the answers, but I have a number of ideas. I think the first major idea is that we have to figure out how to be vulnerable in a real way. We have to end this notion of sending out the press release version of ourselves in this posturing and just simply say, here's what's going on in my world, whether it's mundane, dramatic, heartbreaking, or amazing, and just share things for what they are and stop worrying about the reaction. Stop worrying about the amount of likes and shares or whatever else. Just broadcast yourself if you want to use social media effectively and be honest with yourself about that as well. When I posted up this ticket, in many ways, I was trying to pay it forward, for sure. I thought that it was an incredible opportunity and I wanted someone to have the chance to go on a trip of a lifetime, no doubt. But the other thing was it was a bit of a cry for help. I was heartbroken at the end of this relationship, and it was this last-ditch effort to try to feel okay about going on this journey alone. To be honest, I didn't think I'd ever give away the ticket. I thought it was just a way for me to feel okay. And so that was me expressing my own vulnerability to the world. And look at the human reaction to that vulnerability and how it blew up. Because at the end of the day, as a friend of mine said it recently, everyone has an Elizabeth Gallagher. Everyone has a person, place, or thing that they're moving on from. And there's something very powerful in that. I think the second thing that we can do as well is really to figure out how we find that balance, how we maintain relationships offline and online. I think, speaking on behalf of my generation, of the Gen Y crowd, so many of our relationships exist in the digital space. But what tools and what habits are we trying to use or break or manipulate or whatever so that we actually can spend more time with people that we care about in the flesh and maintain real relationships and see how that can inform our online behavior rather than the other way? One thing that I habitually do now is, before I ever send anyone a message or anything, I will call them. I'll ask them for their number and I'll pick up the phone. And this has been a new habit for me since all of this because, believe me, I'm the last guy in the world right now that wants to engage on social media. In light of everything, I want to have meaningful relationships with the people that mean the most to me. So if we're more vulnerable and if we figure out how to find that balance, we can have a healthier digital life. And there's lots more than that. And what I'm going to be doing over the coming months is starting up a podcast and a project that's all about living well digitally. And I'm going to be pulling in different thought leaders that can help us weave this whole thing together and basically create a manifesto of how we can live online well.